Hey, SurfingLife with Malcolm Oliabo. This is your PREMIO Pay clip. Oh, here I am in the middle. See there? Can you find me amongst all these people having a great time? Let's put me up there. I tell you what, Gordon always teases me about, the cool. We're doing, where am I looking? Where am I? Here we go. We're doing PREMIO Pay. You know what? I better put the gold glasses on because we're going to be making some gold. How's that? Now you go, Mal, I'm never going to make gold. We don't do what you do. We can't get there. Yes, you are. When I show you, that's one of the reasons I'm really know the outcome before we even get the doors open with Oliabo. One, I know the outcome because the owners, Gordon, Joe, his brother, Curtis, Ashley. One of the other reasons I know the outcome, the product. What we've got with our products, Prima, Looks, Flex, more to come. Also know the outcome because of the pay plan. You will get to where I was. I was a plumber. Remember that. I finished high school. I didn't go to university. I became a plumber. You know what plumbers know? Sewage runs downhill. Show for work on Friday. It's not very smart to be a plumber. But I went on to build a great life for the rest of my life. Always in business for myself. So you can get to where we are. And when you get there, one, you're going to get there because it's next to no hoops. Two, they're so generous with this. There's a couple things I'm going to tell you. Three, it's so transparent. There's no hidden gotchas in this. Four, we're going to help you do it. That's what we're about. I've always been that way, to help you succeed with this. But when you get there, wow, it's just fabulous. Now, so it may not be like, 100 grand a month, 50 grand a month. I tell you what it will be. You got a problem. You got a pickle, financial pickle. You got a credit card debt. How about we knock that one over, right? We go through steps on this. We start getting more than the minimum payment on your credit card taken care of. You got a pesky car loan. Your car, 3 years in, you need to change your car, you got transmission problems, but you found out you owe more money on the car than what the car's worth. How about we get that one knocked over? Step by step, we knock over each of these pesky financial pickles, one by one, using this pay plan. You might have been one of those people that took those late night calls, or somebody got you and you consolidated all those cards into one loan. Maybe it was the bank that did that. You went, great, I'm so rid of that. But then you got all these other cards offered and you couldn't help it. Now you got 4 more cards plus that one extra loan. We're going to solve all those problems. So let's get going with Oliabo. 2 minutes in already, PREMIO Pay. That's what it's all about. It's the power of simplicity. We're going to show you. Relax like this guy. Once you've hit that pace where all that, put that burden just down, right? Put it down and move through life of choices, not having to worry. Well, I'll kind of give you a little hint what it's all about. Now, what the heck is this doing up front? Are we talking about NutriFlop? Remember I said transparency? Gordon has this saying, don't mess with a guy's rice bowl. I've been in this industry a long time. There's so many times that I realized how those companies were hiding stuff, in the verbiology. We pay up to 60%. We pay up to 50%, they say. There's all sorts of things. I'm going to tell you right up front, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Let's get this out of the way first. Gordon made this slide. The owner, Gordon Morton. NutriFlop, that's a fictitious company, but it really marks most of them out there. Now you have a product price, $220. So we're going to do a comparison with us. Oliabo, $220. No, our product's not $220. Our Prima, remember, in the tin, like the old olive oil came in the tin with 30 Prima packs, little pillow packs of your four pills, capsules. So that's 110. But when you double down, that'd be 220. So to make this even, Stevens, we're just going to pretend. You got a double Prima pack is your subscription, your monthly subscription. That, you get 10% discount. So 220. Our CV, our points, is 200 points. Very little spread. On one pack, 110. Our points are 100. Every other company out there, they got 220 odd, whatever it is. The one I'm in now, it's even worse than this. Commissionable volume, CV, commissionable volume, 110. That's about average. So what's that? That's a 50% skim. I liked hanging out in Vegas, never gambled, worked with Gary and Carol Reynolds, building great big teams, but I know about the skim off those. You ever watch those old Martin Scorsese movies? You know about the skim. That's a skim. There's 50%. And they say we pay out up to 50% or up to 60%. Well, that's already skimmed 50. So they're paying you, what, 50% of 50%? You're lucky if you're going to get 33. See here? Well, here. Oliabo, 220, 200 points, commissionable volume, 50% payout every time on all those 200 points. So that'd be $100 when people are ordering 2 packs. It'd be $50 when they're ordering 1. So what's that mean? NutriFlop, you're going to earn $3.63 on that order. With us, $10. And that's on our on the uni level 5%. Yeah, that's $20 on the third level, 10%. Let's get into it. Glad I covered that, right? We got that out of the way. Hate negativity up front, but I like to overcome objections first. The key to this is simplicity. The simplicity of me plus 3. You with 3 people. We all know 3 people. 3 people, and you're going to go all the way. So let's get into it. Sprint. This is how it would start. You talk to your couple here, right? Bob and Jane. Oh, Dick and Jane when I was a little kid in 58, right? See Dick run. I can't remember it. But Bob and Jane, and they go, oh, you count? Yeah, I want some Prima. I want some Flex. I want some Looks. I understand. I hear the testimonies. So they order. On their initial order, this is Sprint money, that order generates 100 points. 25% is paid out. That's $25. That's Sprint. That's your first level. It's like your old Fast Start, right? Sprint money. Now, what happens here with this Sprint level 2? Double down. Well, if you double down and you have a subscription of 2 items a month, 2 Primas, 200 points is the minimum, you get paid 2 levels in the Sprint. So that is 10%, which is $10. You got that? Now look, we just talked about doubling down. So if your team was double down throughout your team, that was a culture, and they were all getting two cartons, 100 points, 100 points, that's 200 points. What happens when someone comes on board? Bob and Jane goes, Bob says, my wife's a little younger. I don't want to just take the product on my own. She passes away and I'm a lonely guy. We're both going to take it. So I'm going to need 2 orders. Sorry, folks, like to have fun. 50 points. But what happens on the second level? 20. Got that? So we have 1 level. If you double down, you get paid 2 levels deep. We have compression in this as well. So if there's not a person not in between us not there, you're going to get paid. Streamline compression. We're going to cover that later. That is incredible. So you got that upfront good money. Really good money upfront. And I'll give you a hint here. Little building tip. Your Sprint income each week, that's going to solve your problems. That'll help you get out of debt, getting 50, 50, 50, 50 over and over and over again. Your Sprint income is the thermometer to your business. You keep feeding that pipeline of new Sprint people coming in to Sprint. You keep feeding that, it'll keep going. It'll feed the next part. And that next part, well, we'll cover a couple things here. Sprint's the customer's initial order on their first 30 days. So that would even include if they ordered some more before the 30 days is up. And the QV order is also part of it. So the Sprint is paid weekly through the enroller and sponsor pathway. The Sprint level 2 is dynamic compression. I'm going to explain that. It means if someone, it'll pay always up, right? Got that? So we covered a couple things. Here's an example. Someone orders 100 points. There's an active account. That person did it, right? Jane over here introduced her friend Jenny. $25 to Jane, $10 to the next rep or above. We're going to show you what a rep is. You know what? You can even come on board in this company, not buy product. You're a rep and still earn. You can still earn on that level. Now, what happens if you have an affiliate? That's someone that doesn't want to build a business. They're like an influencer. They got a YouTube channel. They're TikTok. They're whatever. And they're going to sell. I remember a guy, Dion, another company I was with. Wow, he was crushing it. He was selling like 800 to 1,000 bottles of a shoe cleaner a day just through a channel he had that he went and sourced. An affiliate could be doing this, or a customer, right? So you bring in someone, they're not interested in building a business. A customer, say, they ordered a product, $25. Well, why is that? What happens here? You get paid every time that person, that affiliate or customer orders every single month. You're going to get $25. But Mel, it was $50 because we're still going to pay it out, right? We're going to pay out the second level in the second level. $12.50 on the first level, $5 on the second level. Got that? So you can have lots of customers and still collect all that money. And then you know what? Those customers' orders also help in the baseline. So here we are. This is your residual. This is your monthly. This is where your lifestyle changed, because that check's coming in. You got those weekly pays showing up with the sprint money. Now here we are on the baseline. So there's the levels across the top. There's a monthly requirement for those levels. There's your monthly organizational requirement and how many levels deep. So remember I said you could be part of the company, a rep, not have to buy product legally. That's what we do, but Gordon wants you. So if you don't have a product, or you have a small product, 50-point product, 70-point product, that's okay. As a rep, you can earn one level. You earn your sprint money, but you can earn one level on the monthly residual. 5%. That's $5, right? Remember? 5% of 100 points, $5, $5. As a Bravo rep, that means you've got an order, minimum 100 points. So you got a PREMIO order, or some other orders, whatever it is. You can earn 2 levels deep. Now, these people you're earning on, they could be from you introducing people, but they could also be from, well, you haven't got any of your own personal people, let's say that. They could be from someone putting someone in your team, right? Because you're building 3 legs. Well, I'm not going to use that word that starts with S and ends in R. Not doing it. But that could happen. And then we move up to Kappa, Quinto, Venti, and Primo. And I'm going to go through these with you. Really simple. We're going to keep it simple. Look, Mal, get out over there to the left. You're blocking it. So that's the same thing. Personal volume and your teams. If you want, pause the video, read through this. No need to take people's time. I want you to pay attention here. See that one, why it's highlighted? The third level is 10%. Curtis explains this really well. You get a bulk of people on the third level. But the third level is kind of that benchmark where some people stop, they don't get through. This is an incentive to go down there and to get to that third level. And I'm going to give you a hint. When people come into your team, there is a 30 to 60 day, I'm going to make that decision quick, 30 to 60 day holding tank. So when they come on board, they go into the holding tank. Now you're going to take them. You get paid right away through the weekly for the sprint, but you're going to go take them and put them into this structure, which you'll see really quickly. But you can't place your personally enrolled people more than 3 levels deep. So that is an incentive. But there's an incentive to work with people down here. And each of those people, so you put a person there, that means what? 1, 2, 3, they're on their 10% again. Got that? Just a little tip. Here we go. Gonna move on. An order comes in, 100 points. So the rep, we're going to say a rep brought that person in, or it's a placed under that person. They don't have product. They get paid $5. 5%, $5. The order moves up to the second level. That's a Bravo rep, qualifies, $5. That order moves up to the next level. Doesn't matter whether they're a Kappa or whatever. That's 10%. You got to be a Kappa to earn those 3 levels deep, right? So $10. Moves up the next level, Quinto, $5. $5. Sound like that little pizza ad. What was it? Caesar little pizza. $5. See how simple this is? Now that pays out. You do the math, Mal. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 10, 5, 5, 5, 45. Mal, come on. Thought you were the math whiz. Yes, we always pay out 50%, $50. 5% of the global pool. When I get to tell you about the global pool, that's where you're going to really want to be. And it's easy to get there. I'm not joking. It's easy to get there. So here we're going to show you what happens with a customer or affiliate. So we're going to pay out at 25%, $25, right? And then it still goes, all the other companies, when you got an affiliate, a customer, none of the volume goes to everybody in the line. We do. They always pay it out. So instead of $5, we've already given up half of it, right? So $250, $5, because that's 10, $250. See? 25%, 45% remaining from that $25. 5% of that $25, total of $50, always. Got it? So now, look, you people to go out and bring in influencers and you people to bring in lots of customers, everybody in the team is still getting rewarded for bringing a person and a builder like you in, and you're getting rewarded for bringing customers. And will you have customers? You better believe it. As people talk about what with the testimonies, this product, they go, I want the product. I'm not a networker, but I want the product. Everyone's going to get rewarded. That's going to build this lifestyle, folks. And this lifestyle is so simple to do. Teach 3 to build 3. It's as simple as it is. Teach 3, go out and have 3 friends and teach them to build 3. So here's a couple slides I made myself. You guys are all more than welcome to use this. So, remember we had the rep. He's a non-buying customer getting paid 1 level. Or a rep, he hasn't got the 3 personally enrolled. He's getting paid 2 levels. And he's got an order in. But now you're a capper. Remember what a capper did? Let's duck back here. Capper, you got 100 personal volume and 3 personally enrolled. So I'm going to go through that really quick. 3 personally enrolled. Here you are. You got 100 points, personal volume, 3 personally enrolled. Why is there 6 people? Because they're usually couples. I like couples. You know, I was a single guy all my life until I was 55. Now I finally got married. Now I'm so happy I got 2 little kids. So here we go, 3. You've got a order, minimum 100 points. That'd be a PREMIO. And you have 1,000 group volume. 1,000, Mel, I've never done 1,000 and nothing in my life. I can do 20 push-ups, you say. I can't do 1,000 of anything. Well, look, that's 10. That's 10 products at 100 points. It's not that big, right? 10 products, 10 orders. You got 3 personally enrolled, and they have at least 1 order each. Now, as a capper, you're going to teach these 3 to get 3, right? 3 to get 3, 3. See that? You're getting paid 3 levels each. That's $5, $5, $10 on an order. With the double down, that's $10, $10, $20 on their orders. So now we move up the next one. Quinto, here you are. Still same personal minimum order, PREMIO, or whatever adds up to 100 points. You need 5,000 in your group volume. That's 50 orders. You know, on the double down, that would be 25 orders. To see how quick and easy this is. And your 3 personally enrolled on your 3 wide uni level. You can be wider if you want. You need a minimum of 10 orders, 1,000 each in each one. So 10 orders in each leg. 3 personally enrolled, 1,000 volume is 10 orders. You know, 5 odd orders of if you're double down PREMIOs, and your group volume. So it's very, very, very simple to get to. Now we're going to move on to the next part. Yeah, we're recording still. Sorry. 20, 20. See how this matches? Quinto, 5 was 5,000. 20, 20,000 in group volume. 200 orders. 100 orders at double down PREMIO. 200 orders. That's it. In a group you've been building. So you still got your 3 personally enrolled, but now you're at a double down order. To get the 7 levels deep, right? $5, $5, $10, $5, $5, $5, $5. You need to have a minimum of 200 group qualifying volume for yourself. 20,000 here. So you've got your 3 teams. You have to have a personally enrolled. Don't have to have a business built. Probably got a couple personally enrolled customers, whatever it is out there, and with at least 1 order. Now look at your teams here. You need 5,000 in group volume. They've all got their single 100-point order. 5,000, 5,000. That's 50 orders. Double down, 25, 25, 25. You see, very simple to attain. We're only 1 away from the top and the crown, and 1 away from being down here. 1 away from that monthly residual where you're just doing stuff, right? You got to go somewhere? Business class. I don't need to sit in there in economy anymore. Business class, you know how it is, right? Want to go to the Bahamas? You say to your mum, look, I've been working my heart out. I call my Mrs. Mum. You've been working your heart out. I'm sorry I've neglected you guys. Come on, let's go for a weekend to the Bahamas. So here we go. We're up to PREMIO. PREMIO, should say. So you got your double down order. Got that right there, 200. You've had to enroll 1 more person enrolled. So you got 5 minimum personally enrolled. Okay? They only have to have an order each. No big requirement for a team. And you're going to have 3 legs. Now notice this. Now we're up to 50,000. That's 500 orders of PREMIO and 100 points. Or, 250 orders of double down. Not hard. If you ever been in an organization, we're at the top of the pay plan when you see what you get at a PREMIO. So, in your legs, you need a minimum of 5,000 total volume out of 1 leg, 50 orders. 20,000, that's 200 orders on this leg, and 200 orders on this leg. More or less. Now look, you could be wider, right? You could be wider, and those extra legs, 4, 5, 6 if you're wide, whatever it is, however you like to build, your affiliate guys, your customers, that will compress horizontally, right, from side to fill in which leg ever needs to make up that number. This is really something. PREMIO, remember that's that crown, there you are, and you're all the way down. Now, streamline comparison. Do you get what I just talked to you about, how simple it is to get to this, to the Premio, to the Crown, the number of orders, the people in your team, and with a product like we got, and with this pay plan, you're there in no time. So, streamline compression. They always pay out the full 50%. So this is better than dynamic compression. It really works. Here's a 100-point order. So the rep who bought them in, the first one in order, or they could be you could be a Premio and bought someone in. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show you worst case scenario. $5 because they get paid first level. The next one in line is a rep, someone that hasn't got an order and has not got the person enrolled, so they can't get past the first level. So instead of that going to the company, that's what most companies do. It skips this person, looks up the line to the next person, which would be a Bravo rep. Remember, Bravo, 3-person enrolled, they're getting paid levels, so they earn the next level, $5. It's on a single order. The next one in line's a Bravo rep. They aren't eligible to earn 3 levels deep. Remember, they've just got to order in. They haven't built their business yet. They haven't got to be a capper and got their 3-person enrolled. They haven't got that far yet. So the next one would be a capper. They can have 3 levels deep, so they get the $10. Next person's a capper. You're only 3 levels deep as a capper, and we're looking for the 4th level. So it goes up. Look, this may think it's confusing. No, all it's going to do is put more money into your pocket and everybody in the line, because Gordon, Curtis, Joe, and Ashley want everybody to get the most. Level 4, level 5. I'll give you an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, but we're only on the 4th level. Got it? You know what? This might make more sense. With the streamline compression, you could be earning from people 25 levels down the organization, 75 levels. I've been in an organization that's done that. It's not uncommon. So remember, your Premio, crown on your head, 250 orders in your organization, 500 single orders. So simple. You get a 5% global pool. I was in a company, you got a 1%, right? And it was really hard to get to that point, to get that 1%, presidential. Anyway, 5. Most companies maybe have 2. Here we are, 5. 2.5 times what we're talking about. A 5, I'll give you in. Go get your calculator, pause the clip. With a $1 billion company, you believe it, Oliabo is a $1 billion company, on track, $1 billion company, it's going to happen. So do 5% of $1 billion. What's that, 50 million? Think about that. Now, this is paid every 90 days. Every 3 months, there is, on a pro rata base of everyone that's a Premio, they split that 5%. What do I mean by a pro rata base? The people that have built bigger organizations, more people, hit the parameters higher than the others, they get a larger share. So why is that? So it doesn't get diluted. I'll just tell you this. Those checks are going to change your life. Every 90 days, you get a check, you can say, let's not go to the Bahamas for a couple of days, dear. Let's go for a week. And why don't we get a boat while we're there? That's what these checks will be. I'm telling you, this is way better than any matching bonus. This is way more. I saw their company last time. They only had a 3% last time. And those boys used to come see me out at my beach house on Phuket. And the checks that those boys had, holy cow. A lot more than my matching bonuses, I'll tell you. Global bonus pool, get yourself to Premio. You can do it. We're going to help you do it. Reward trips. This is such an incentive. That's why I built that big resort home. So my leaders could have reward trips. And that company put us on, this company loves reward trips. And this is what it's all about. And you get to go and hang out, and they pick up the tab. Oh, these are so much fun. Get yourself there. And it's all powered by Oliabo, the Olive Standard. Powered by Prima, right? And your 30 pillow packs. Powered by Flex. And what that product does for you and the relief you get. And powered also by Visa Lux. Well, man, all those gals and me, vain guy, I'll be on that. That's what powers this pay plan. The Oliabo experience. Powerful story, right? Unique products. Empowered community. The pay plan empowers the community. A proven system. And then it's not a compelling pay plan. It's the best pay plan. We can go do it. We can lock arms together, make it, help it work, use our tools, credible timing. Are you ready what they talk about? The Renaissance? Because this is how great life was way back then. Here, look, do this. Put yourself right there. There you go. See? Put yourself right there. Because you're going to be living that. But you won't be unless you put your head down, tail up, and go to work. And like Gordon says, it's safe to dream again. Again, because he did it once before with his brother. Now they're doing it again. It's safe to dream again. Not some silly programs. I'm so tired of people calling me again and again and again. Why? Because they're rebuilding every 5, 6, 8 months because of whatever things they... Pick a vehicle that's going forward. Pick a vehicle that's got a long distance tank on it. Pick a vehicle that's going to build you a lifestyle. This will build you a lifestyle. Oliabo. Make this pay plan work for you. All I got to tell you, it's not a free ride. That's my income disclaimer. But if you go to work and you share, using testimonies, just share what the product did for you. Just share what the product did for you, and just share what the culture of this company is. And you will go all the way. So see you guys at the top. And save, share, subscribe to the channel, and share this. Save it and share it. Surfing Life with Malcolm.